Good morning, everyone. Happy Monday. Happy Soul Mojo Monday. I'm coming down from a high of the weekend of having an amazing experience. We had a self-care day of self-care and expansion. It was a fantastic day, and we had 15 amazing women who shared, and we opened our hearts and our mind and our soul, and we really we dug right into self-care and expansion and sharing stories. So I want to start today's Soul Mojo with this one question: what do you want your life to look like? And if you don't know the answer to that, think about, what don't you want your life to look like? And I want to go over just a couple of the questions that I taught this one workshop during the retreat called Fire Up Your Life. And it's just asking some of these simple questions. And sometimes we only answer these questions maybe in January when we're doing goal setting, or we're creating a vision board, or something like that. But we can ask ourselves these questions year round. And hello, Rochelle. Today's topic again is fire up your life. What do you want your life to look like? And just thinking about these questions, ask yourself, what do I love about my life? And that was really powerful. And we answered this question, what you love about your life, and then we went around the room and we shared. And it was really powerful to hear the perspective. And I'll tell you, the common denominator was everyone loved the freedom of their schedule. And if you're on this page, you are an entrepreneur, so this is probably resonating with you. People, when they really thought about what they loved about their life, of course it was their family and what their profession was and their business, because they were passionate about it. But it was really that time freedom. And I hear again and again and again every day people struggling with time management. How do I get everything done? How do I focus? And last week, I believe it was last Monday, I spoke about time management and batching, and I gave you some different strategies. If this is something that keeps coming up for you again and again, do something about it. So I'll give you an example. Let's just say you miss your brother or your sister's birthday, and you feel badly about it. And so every year you miss the birthday. Well, now you just self-pity and you're feeling badly about it. So why not be proactive? Be proactive and do something about it and make the change. And the change would be, hey, I suck. I missed your birthday again. Let's schedule something. Let's get together and celebrate. And take the time, batch out a half an hour, and put the 10 or 15 people that are most important to you, their birthdays, in your phone so it never happens again. So when I ask you the question, what do you want your life to look like? Maybe you want your life to look like a nice balance, a nice work-life balance. But if you're constantly stressed out because you're not getting all of the things in that you should be getting in, and you're dropping the ball, fix it. Don't just say, oh, I suck, I missed your birthday. Do something about it. Be proactive, just like your schedule. If there's things that you're constantly, doing half-ass, which nobody wants to do that. And then, so getting back to what you want your life to look like, part of that is, who do you surround yourself with? And my clients know I have this in an intake form for our first coaching session: who the 5 people you spend the most time with, how do they add value to your life? A simpler way to say that is, who are the people that truly make you happy when you're with them? Those people, when you're with them for an hour, it feels like 5 minutes. And then add and subtract accordingly. And when is the last time you told those people? This is called firing up your life. This is called taking control. And then think about, what's something you've always dreamed of doing. I told a story this past weekend at the retreat about how I had put a hot air balloon on my vision board for so many years. And then I get tired of putting it there. I always want to go on a hot air balloon ride. I get so tired of looking at it because I felt like a failure, because, oh, why can't I get this thing done? And so I took it off the board, it's not the way to be. I was at a manifesting workshop this last week, and one of the women shared she was getting ready to go on a trip to Italy, and she said it had been on her vision board for 15 years to go and do a cooking culinary week in Italy, and it took 15 years for it to happen. So don't play small. Think about those things that you really want to do, and don't give up on your dreams. And what have you always dreamed about doing? Doesn't matter if it happens today, tomorrow, or in 5 years. And one of the other questions that was on this is, what's the legacy you want to leave behind? So that got people going. That really, people will really, they stopped in their tracks right there. But what legacy do you want to leave behind? Think about, what do you want people to say about you when you pass away? When they're reading your eulogy, the person who's writing it, and people sitting there listening to you, what do you want it to say? Do you want it to say you inspired people, you touched lives, or you lived your best life, or you took chances, you inspired people? What is it? And that, it's kind of creepy, but I think it's also really smart to think about that. What kind of a legacy you want to leave behind for your loved ones, for your kids, and for the people you love in your life. I know for me, I want to leave a legacy for my kids, that how important family is, and how important it is to live your best life and never settle. So the last thing we talked about was burnout, and this is definitely something that people struggle with again and again and again. And I do this intake form, new client intake form, where we do 15 things that bring you joy and 15 things that you do for fun. And I always share that most entrepreneurs, I ask them to score where they're at on a scale from 1 to 10 for fun, and most score a 3 or a 4, because they're so busy focusing on their business and their families that they forget to have fun. And so you have to be really clear on what it is that you do for fun, what lights you up, what brings you joy. And when you are exhausted or feeling depleted, what are those things that can lift you up? So we came up with a list, and what I did with this was, I asked everyone, I gave a bunch of suggestions, which are kind of some normal things, but then I asked everybody to go around the room and share something that maybe the other people in the room wouldn't think of, to inspire them. So I will invite you, for those of you watching the replay, please type replay, and the question I'm going to leave you with is, how do you fill your cup, right? What brings you joy in your life when you're feeling like you're in this dip? So put something down, and don't just put bubble bath, because most people may say bubble bath. If there's something different, there were quite a few therapists in the room, and one of them said box breath. And actually, maybe it wasn't a therapist, but anyway, it's something I had forgotten about, and it's in for 4, out for 4, in for 4, out for 4, and that's something to help recenter and ground you. So yes, I remember who said that. It wasn't a therapist, but anyway, there were a lot of therapists in the room, and they actually enjoyed this so much because they were on the other end of it, the receiving end. And so I'm just gonna go share some of these things that can bring you joy and can lift you up when you are feeling depleted. Start with a good dose of gratitude. Of course, journaling and gratitude is so important. Make sure you're giving back. Make sure you're mentoring or helping someone else. Reach down and lift somebody else up. Laugh every day, right? Laughter is better than money. And make sure to cultivate and foster those relationships with your friends and family. You have to be a good friend to have good friends. So I always look at when someone has a large circle of friends and good friends, and they get together and they're there for each other, then I know what that person is, who that person is. They are giving back. It's not just about taking and having fun. Sometimes there are hard times. And I'm fortunate enough to have many people who support me in my life. Something else that will really fill your cup is do what you love. So, you can take it. What's my joy list? What makes me have fun? What do I love, right? Some things on your love list could be, I love waterfalls. I love hiking. I love, blah, 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 whatever it is. Do more of that. Get enough exercise. Rochelle's watching this. She is the queen of exercise and motivating people to get out there and move. Avoid regrets. Deal with the clutter. And that's something that's huge. Cluttered desk, cluttered mind, cluttered home. It distracts you. And the same thing with a schedule, a jam-packed schedule, and you're always late for appointments and missing things and forgetting things. Do something about it. Use a planner, use a calendar, change it up. If it's not working, try something new. If that's not working, try something else. Get enough rest, eat healthy foods and drink water. We all know that eating badly, we have to live, and sometimes we snack and we eat bad things, but getting right back on track will really help you feel great. And this one, I can't stress this one enough. Don't compare yourself to others, right? There is only one you, and there is only one person. Rochelle just finished her workout. Of course you did. Comparing yourself to other people, everyone is on a different journey. Comparing yourself to other people is going to do nothing but make you feel badly. And huge. Stop caring what other people think, right? It's not about what other people think. It's about what you think. And spoil yourself. Do random acts of kindness. And finally, I want to close with, I'm reading this book by Mel Robbins, and it's called The High Five Habit. And the idea of the book is to give yourself a high five every day, right? And she tells this, I'm listening on Audible, and she tells this story about, it's been proven that athletes who high five their teammates score more goals, and their stats are higher, and they have more wins, and they thrive over the teams that are not high fiving each other. So who do you need to high five in your life? Her idea is high five yourself. And she asks you to do the high five challenge for 5 days. High five yourself in the mirror every day, instead of saying, oh, I have these wrinkles and my face is too puffy and I don't like what my body looks like. And so stop telling yourself that negative talk, and just high five yourself and celebrate. And I love that reading positive things and being aware of what you're filling your mind with. So if you are feeling maybe a little down about yourself and are feeling, your self-esteem could use a little boost, I really recommend picking up this book, The High Five Habit. It's great, and I haven't finished it yet, but it's really motivational. So that is my Soul Mojo Monday of the day, and fire up your life, live your best life. And again, if you're watching the replay, write down some things that I'm going to go ahead and jot some of these in the comments that you do that bring you joy, that perhaps could inspire someone else to do the same. So have a great day, everybody, and live your best life.